Hi, welcome back to Take One with Ronnie Lloyd Nanos. Well, gosh, that was quite a hoot on that one with Mr. Greg Korn. But I wanted to welcome our next guest, Miss Lily Starr, who is my co-producer here in Las Vegas for our shows Queer As I Can Say Fuck Here, and Burlesque and Speakeasy. And Lily's always great to have you. Lily, I gotta kind of give our little history. I met Lily Starr. Gosh, I think it's now 9 years ago when I started coming out here to Vegas for Evil Dead the musical. I was brought in to re-choreograph the show, and I wasn't even a burlesque performer at the time. Pistol Holliday did not exist.
But you were a dancer.
I was, but I think a lot of people don't even understand that even if you're a theater person or a dancer, it doesn't always mean burlesque. There's a whole other aspect of it. But Lily was teaching at the doesn't exist anymore, the Las Vegas School of Burlesque, run by Cha Cha Velour. I love Cha Cha. And was one of my first teachers. And of course I had an affinity for her because she was a dancer. She taught a very movement-oriented class. But yeah, I used to come in even during Evil Dead that once a month, and I would make sure I would go take class with Lily Starr and a lot of the other instructors, which included Buttercup and Aya Fontaine and Lulu Roxy. And so that's how I met Lily before I was Pistol Holliday. And she was there when I, again, started in here. And so I'm always thankful. I wanted to bring on guests to the show or hear from my beginnings that I like to give back to the community in the ways, not in those ways that people are like, I'm giving back to the community. I hate that shit. I give back to the people who really helped me and did for me. And I knew that if I was ever going to produce live entertainment or live burlesque shows out here, that this was going to be my co-producer again. And that's where we're at on that. So welcome to the show, Lily. Thank you for being part of, the group that popped my cherry for the first show here.
Well, I thought I'd bring a little bit of the pistol part of Pistol Lily to the show today.
I did the cowboy with my friends today, but I had to be a little burlesque with the shoes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so did I. You know me, no heels.
No heels, right.
But I was like, I gotta bring the Pistol Lily look.
Absolutely.
Here, so.
Yeah, we've collaborated together. We do a Pistol Lily's Vaudeville out here. We produced those two shows. Again, I wanted to discuss some of the things. Again, we're actually leaving from here today to go and scout a location for our Speakeasy show. And some of the things I wanted to touch about, Lily's been a guest here on social media networks on a few of the shows with Maria and different hosts here. And a lot of what I want to do with this show is give the people the plus and minuses of working in Las Vegas entertainment. And now we've had some difficulty, not so much securing a venue. If we wanted to have a venue and doing it in a random bar, and nothing wrong with that, I'm a bar owner, I'm not putting bars down, we could do that.
Right.
Speakeasy, in particular, is a very kind of special event show.
Yeah, you can't call it Speakeasy
and have it anywhere.
Have it anywhere.
And we've had a couple of venues. The first venue was done at was at the Red Palms on the Las Vegas Strip, which I don't think exists anymore. And they kind of fell through because that whole mosaic where all that, they got demolished.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're building new shit there.
See, I don't pay
it's prime real estate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we wanted to take it to a few other places that kind of fell through. That tends to happen a lot with a lot of venues, especially we're looking for it has to be a certain je ne sais quoi.
Absolutely.
For lack of better words for Speakeasy.
Absolutely.
And I've even talked about it. If this doesn't work this time, it doesn't work. But it's one of those. Again, it's not to put down any of the other producers here in town. We're not here to do that.
No.
But this show needed something special.
Absolutely.
I can honestly see, I think we're the highest paying show.
Yeah. Or at least on par.
On par.
Yeah.
And we always have had a burlesque legend.
Yep.
Every single time with our Queer as Fuck and with Speakeasy. The difficulties of finding a venue. How has that been? At least share that. You cut your hair, girl. Looks good.
A little bit.
Damn.
I got tired of the fuzzies.
I get it.
So no, I think what the problem is it's Vegas.
Yeah.
And this is like entertainment city, right?
Yes.
And there's just so much out there. So when we're looking for a special place, then there's also the possibility of rules, financials, and stuff that just don't really go hand in hand with what we're doing, and laws, and it just makes it really difficult. A lot of times, like we found out, like to do what we do the way we do it, is basically you need to have a private event.
Yes.
And or it has to be like a closed venue where there's a ticket and a door.
Yes.
Where the general public aren't just there.
Right, and I think some of it...
With a liquor license.
And some of it, too, is, again, we always wanted to make sure we paid a certain par for it. And you even break even as producers. Sometimes you lose money. We've lost money on the show. We broke even. It's not as easy as people think it is.
No.
And especially you want to make sure... I also come from the perspective, I'm a venue owner in Texas as well, that you want to make the venue money too. I think I see a lot of this on social media. People are like, and the venue, we're doing this. You're like, you're not bringing them shit that they don't already have. You've got to make sure, from a good business perspective, that you're making them money as well.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that.
Yep. Well, I just had this conversation with my husband.
With what we want to pay your performers.
Absolutely, because that really ups our budget.
Absolutely.
So the thing is
I mean, we could pay them $50, but we don't want to do that.
No, and
we're strippers. We're showing our stuff. We're going to pay more than that. I don't want to be paid $50.
Exactly. And the thing is that like I was literally just having the conversation with my husband, is the concept of, we don't really have the power, because in this town, if we don't do a show there, somebody else will bring something in. So you can't go into a venue and say, no, we need this. No, we want this.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to look at you and go, yeah, right.
Right.
Don't let the door hit you.
Because everybody's a producer in town. I don't think people know what that is sometimes.
It may not work out great, but somebody else will come in.
Yeah.
It could end up not being as good as it would have been. It could be better than what we might have done.
It could be, but very often those places still
care
because they don't make their money back. Again, and producers, again, it's one of those things that's not just a crapshoot.
You need to bring something that's going to make the bar money.
And there's got to be a business sense behind it. Everyone claims business sense. And I have a big pet peeve of that. I do. We've had these conversations. And again, to go with the concept where I've been talking with each of our guests, do we ever have heated conversations?
Oh, heck yes.
Fuck yeah, we do.
Yep.
I'm like, does that affect our friendship and what we're moving on with?
No.
Absolutely not. I think that comes with being of a certain age. And again, all of my guests today were at least 45 years and older.
Absolutely.
And I chose that on purpose.
Yep.
And I'm not putting down people that are not of that age yet or whatnot. I mean, we'll get attacked by that. Hey, you're talking to me. I'm like, yeah. My fucking pussy hurts too, okay?
No, it's totally true, because, when you're... once you reach that age, that argument was about that argument.
Yes.
And nothing else.
Yes. And so people hold on to that.
I mean, like, I'm going to name 2 names, Sugar Shagmore and Lunatic.
Oh, I love those people. I
adore both of them.
Yes.
And we will just be like, I say white, you say black, blah, 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 back and forth.
Absolutely.
And then we're like, okay, see you tomorrow.
We've totally done that.
Yeah. What time tomorrow?
Even in particular, social media shows and whatnot, there's been producers or hosts and whatnot that they had a falling out, and then they go on social media and they attack, and this is the scum of the earth, and I had to call attorneys and blah, 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 blah. Like, all of a sudden everybody has a fucking attorney. I'm like, no, you don't, and if you do, mine are better than yours.
Yeah.
What?
And, well, no, the other side of the hilariousness of that is also when you get older, you realize, okay, you know what? That person I can be professional with.
Right.
But they're not somebody I need to work with all the time. So you can recognize that also. So that avoids problems.
I think we get to a perspective too when we're older too. Again, that some days people have a bad day.
Absolutely, and you just go, okay,
yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I have met a new person and I get a weird vibe, and I'm really good with vibes with people.
Are.
Okay,
I'll test that.
I'll get a weird vibe from someone. And then, I don't know, months later, whatever, I'll run into somebody else who I know is closer with them. And I'll let them know. I'll go, when I was around them, I got this really weird vibe.
Right.
We were at the blah, blah, blah. And generally, that person will go, oh, yeah, well, they just wrecked their car that day. Or something that I had no idea. I'd never met them before.
Okay.
And I go, okay, that explains it. I didn't harbor ill will against them or anything the whole time, but now I know.
In the last 2 years, I've dealt with a lot of personal stuff, dealing with a partner whose health wasn't in the best thing, and we're in a much better spot now, but it took a lot of fucking work to get there.
Yeah.
I don't regret anything I've done to make sure he got there.
No, absolutely.
Was I always the most pleasant person to be fucking around? Now,
absolutely not.
and I can take that. She can say that. You know, some people, if you were to say that and agree with it, be like, I can't believe you said that, Lily. No, fuck no, I wasn't. Fuck.
Totally. But like, I literally was like,
yeah,
he's in a place.
Yeah, I mean, again, and that was my thing. I don't regret any. Again, I had employees I fired this year because in my bar at home, it happens. I don't regret that. They were doing what I needed them to be done. And my perspective on that was, I'm like, if you're making me have to work harder on shit, I don't hire you to make my job harder.
Right.
Then you're not going to work out. I've gotten better about not exploding about it. I've gotten better like,
well, I can talk about this.
Or not even that great. This isn't working out.
Yeah.
And if we continue, then it will get to that. So I avoid that. Again, does that mean I don't have my moments of, I've had that even with people in the burlesque community, even recently, even locally here. And it's like, hey, but then you drop it. I go, hey, you pissed me off. I pissed you off. We move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Have we ever pissed each other off?
Yes.
Do I love you?
Absolutely.
Do you love me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we move on? We're like, all right, yeah.
Yep.
And again, we could be on, and we're on the phone for hours at a time. She's a chatter, I'm a chatter.
Yeah.
Even like I said, even though the stuff, I'm going to hit the elephant in the room. Right now with GLCC and all this, there's been a lot of turmoil and trauma, and people feel tribal, like they got to take a side. I had the guests on earlier, Bones and Gabby. It's been very controversial to move and whatnot. We're both part of the original generation of GLCC. You've been my mentors that started, not in GLCC, but here in Vegas, but you were a mentor in that became a protege. Mm-hmm. I kind of followed that kind of footsteps. Stage manager and all that. I've been was a mentor under the original creator of GLCC, Gabriella Mays. I love the winner. I don't always see eye to eye with her either. I love her. Yeah, I love her. Me too. Sometimes I'm like, bitch, you're crazy. I love you. And I say it to her. We have those kind of candid conversations, as I know you do with her. Absolutely. Girl, Gabby, you fucking crazy bitch. I love you. I love you, but god damn it. But then we're like, okay, we move on.
See, my perspective is usually like, and this is with anybody,
absolutely,
especially anybody I care about, is as hot-headed as I can get when I get passionate about it. It's usually because I'm passionate about something.
Or our feelings get
hurt. And I'm very sensitive, which people don't realize because I have this whole
me too. But we get our feelings. We're allowed to get our feelings hurt and verbalized. My feelings are hurt.
But when I'm talking with like Gabriella, good friend, any other good friend,
she's
but I'm saying like I freaking love her.
For me, it was an honor to be chosen by her.
Actually, absolutely. And actually, all the legends that I'm close with, which is a number of them, I'm like this with all of them, where I'm just like...
And that's going to take me to our next thing when you're talking about that.
Well, you know what? I know you're really upset, but maybe it was really just this.
Right.
And it's just a way of like... You know, there's like getting somebody out of the intensity of being upset. And people do that to me.
Absolutely.
One of the best people is Molly Boom, but well, you know what? And Ivy Fairy. You know what?
Ivy Fairy, love her. Love her.
Or maybe we could just look at it this way. And usually I'm in a mood. I'm like, I ain't looking at it any other way.
No, wait. No, I've never experienced that with you ever.
But like, that's the thing. Exactly. But that's the thing. And that's, you know, of course. And this is the thing I love about Gabriella Mays. Her and I are so much alike. That's what's hilarious. Is literally so much alike. And we've talked about this, where we're just like, I want to be mad right now. Right. And then like 10 minutes later, we're like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. You mean like human beings?
Yeah.
I wanted to touch that. I'm going to go a little bit longer too with Lily, about 5 more minutes on that. And I wanted to touch that because you have a perspective with our burlesque legends that a lot of the burlesque community doesn't have. And I wanted to touch that because, again, you had a very close relationship with Gabriella, with Marinka. You helped get her book out and helped her finish writing it and whatnot. And I think a lot of the burlesque community, when they refer to the legends and, the legends and this and that, and I was so close and
like a celebrity kind of thing.
And that's a wonderful thing. I love that for them. I love that. But we do know them as human beings sometimes, or even some of the we book some in different places, and some are kinds of pains in the asses. And like,
we all are.
Like we all are. That's my point, because they're human beings as well. And that's the point. They're human beings. I've even had heated conversations with legends. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, but I do love about some of these brides, because they're these great old brides, some of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and not all brides. I mean, we recently lost Vic Carroll this last year, and Vic was a bit to deal with sometimes. And I roomed with him. I love Vic, and I love Marinka. You dealt with Marinka. Was Marinka always pleasant to deal with?
Nope.
Why? Because she's a human being.
Yep.
I'm great friends with Tiffany Carter. I love Tiffany. I do. But I'm like, sometimes it's a little extra maintenance just because they're human beings.
Absolutely.
They're old strippers.
Yeah. Well, the reason that you want to say extra maintenance is not because they're like anything super different.
No, they're like us.
But it's because of their status.
Yes.
And we want to respect that.
And we do.
And as opposed to like regular people that don't have that status. But we
don't pedestalize them in the way that people do.
No, but we still know that that's who they are.
Absolutely.
So it just makes it a little different in how you feel about everything.
Well,
and like I'll say this, like there's times where I'll be like in front of the younger girls, and I'll be like, you guys, I know you think I'm the worst person in the world because everybody's idolizing.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, but there's also an age difference for me. Where these legends are like literally either younger than my own mother or around my mother's age. And I was like, and when my mom's being a pain in the ass,
you tell her.
I friggin' tell her.
And we
do that. So if my own mother doesn't get a pass, and neither do the legends.
That's right. And it doesn't mean we're being disrespectful. I respect them.
But they tell me too. They'll be like, Lily.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a friendship.
I've had conversations with someone. I'm like, I've cussed up a Sturman, and they cuss right back at me. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah.
It's a friendship. It's
it is.
Friendship.
And you cuss it with your friends, and you get pissy and whatnot because you're friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do. I adore them all. I do. I have utmost respect. Some of the first people I ever took class with before I was Pistol Holliday at that Las Vegas Burlesque Festival was Tiffany Carter.
Yep.
Amazing chair class.
Yep.
Amazing. And again, I think a lot of people. I was talking earlier with Craig or a couple of people or even with Kane and them, that the last ism that seems to be acceptable, especially in the society of people like, oh my God, ism, you can't do that. But ageism seems to be accepted for some reason.
Yeah,
and they don't even realize they're talking about when they're even talking about the fucking legends. So again, I mean that with respect, that they treat them like old people. They treat them like, oh my God, but I love them. But do they ever go to their classes and think, no, they love their stories and they say the right things, but they like, some of my best classes, Vic Carroll could teach a class that, as a dancer, I was fucking sore afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tiffany Carter's chair class. Yep. I've never taken the panel thing. It's not my thing.
Yeah, no,
but
that makes sense.
Her chair class was awesome.
Yeah.
And the different classes I've taken from legends and whatnot will rival any burlesque performer, young, right now, that thinks they're giving a movement. And when Trina Parks' fucking dance class, oh my God, kicks ass.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I took Molly Boom Boom, and I took it a couple of years ago at GLCC. But it's one of those things of. Not Molly Boom Boom. It was Molly Boom. Yes.
It was Molly Boom.
It was Molly Boom Boom.
No.
And bitch the year, and I mean bitch in the fucking got awards and fucking performed last year pregnant, and she's just kicks ass.
Yeah.
I love her. I
adore
her.
Yep. I knew her before she was Molly Boom Boom too.
Did you really?
Why? Because she came to my class.
What? Well, there you have it.
The same as Pistol Holliday.
There we go. There you have it. Lily has also been a choreographer for Burlesque Hall of Fame. I got to do one of your numbers, the Mickey one. That was great. And
I love that.
And again, so many great things. And we're talking about the plus and minuses in Las Vegas. And, I think here in Vegas, I think people don't realize we have some of the most world-class performers in burlesque, some of the most world-class MCs, which include like Blanche Debris, Coravette now, Tana the Tattooed Lady. And again, always go to shows, always take class. I think you and I came from that same perspective. I was like, go to class.
Yeah.
You learn.
Absolutely.
Even if you think you're not going to learn something, you will learn. If you have, invest in your careers.
And if you've been at it a long time, there's still just like that one thing.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my gosh, wait, who was it? Oh my gosh. when I took the tassel class, fire tassel class.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, and now I can't even remember what it was. Oh God, I'm the worst. I'm on the spot. It was
take one.
But it might come to me. But it was literally something about pasties that I had in 11 years, a million classes around a million different people doing a bunch of different shows with everybody talking about what they do for their pasties. And no, that's the worst that I can't remember. But it was like, I was like, are you kidding me? It was like the simplest, most amazing thing in the world. She's talking about fire tassels, and I couldn't shut up about this one little tiny thing that she mentioned off the cuff.
I've got to give you some perspective on that too. Recently, for me, working with the mentor, I've gotten to work with Lily Bunchto. And also, most of our stuff, the past few weeks, we've been able to go through performances and watch on video and critique. But honestly, her mentoring to me, she was very upfront, like, this is your number. You're going to do this. It's been in conversations. Her knowledge has been the best mentorship for me. And I think I'm a decently seasoned performer before burlesque and whatnot, but in burlesque, as a mentor, what she did for me was open my eyes in the burlesque world and things that, just in conversations, I was like, I didn't think of it from that perspective and approaching it that way. And because the knowledge she actually teaches the classes coming week, I'm going to take too, that's just ask Lily. Because she just knows shit. And that's the thing. People just know shit. And you don't have to be there doing fucking double pirouettes and whatnot. No. We like it when we can. We feel good when we can. And I can get my leg here and all that. But when you just have the right knowledge going, I need to think of it from there. Fuck. And it makes a difference.
Years ago, oh my God, like about 8 years or so ago now when we had the Accidental Showgirls, I don't remember what I was doing, but Molly and Sugar, the original girls with me.
I haven't seen Sugar in such a long time.
They took her class like that, and they were like, it was phenomenal.
She just knows shit.
Phenomenal.
She's great. Well, Lily, again, Lily and I could talk forever.
You could do a whole 8-hour shot.
I'm not forcing anything on anybody. Would you like to do a shot with me on the Take One?
Do a half a shot, and I will sip it.
All right, we will do that. I'm going to do a half one.
Lily's not a big drinker.
I'm not either. I'm not either. I'm a shot person. I can.
I'm afraid it'll just come right the heck back out.
No, we have The Exorcist. There's an Exorcist coming on.
The Exorcist version of the Take One.
I wanted to again thank you so much for being a part of my original show here.
So
my first time.
You gave me more than you.
She noticed.
I know you've already had a few, but that's not.
I'm alright. But thank you again. I wouldn't have done my first show without you, and I want to extend that. I am so thankful that you were one of the first friends I made out here in Las Vegas. One of the first people before I was a Pistol Holliday, when I first worked in entertainment here in Vegas, that used to give me rides back to my hotel. We smoked cigarettes together. I haven't smoked in years.
I know.
But that's all right.
That's also what we were doing when we came up with the idea for our duet.
We were having cigarettes at the Sondheim show at the Onyx Theater. Again, I missed that little theater. Again, it was through the Herds, Katie and Troy Hurd at that time. It was a fun show.
Which now they have Majestic.
Yes, Majestic Theater. I've seen some really good stuff there. And I'm like, well,
and it's always a good time.
It always is. Cheers to everybody here. Thank you. Thank you for joining us here on Take One with Ronnie Lloyd Nanos. And till the next time we see you on this special occasion show, take one with me. Have a great time and go out there, entertain, and be awesome. Have a great day.